CBS just canceled The Late Night with Stephen Colbert, just days after Colbert took a swing at his own network for settling with Trump. Listen.
This kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe. This all comes as Paramount's owners are trying to get the Trump administration to approve the sale of our network to a new owner, Skydance. Some of the TV typers out there are blogging that once Skydance gets CBS, the new owner's desire to please Trump could put pressure on late-night host and frequent Trump critic Stephen Colbert.
The network claims it was a purely financial decision, and Colbert's last show will be next spring.
Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
What's good, Patriots? Welcome to FTL, where we shred the fake news and celebrate truth with a side of Maga swagger. I'm your host, and today we're popping the champagne because CBS just pulled the plug on Stephen Colbert's snooze-fest, The Late Show, set to end in May 2026. This is a Trump-sized win, and we're diving into why this show was a pathetic joke. Let's roll. All right, Maga Nation, let's talk about the glorious demise of Stephen Colbert's Late Show. A program so unfunny it made watching paint dry look like a Vegas comedy special. CBS announced that they're canning this liberal dumpster fire, and the timing? Oh, it's sweeter than a Trump rally on the 4th of July. Just days after Colbert threw a tantrum over his parent company Paramount paying President Trump a cool $16 million to settle a 60 Minutes lawsuit. CBS said, "See ya, Stephen. Coincidence? Please, this is what happens when you poke the lion, and the lion's name is Donald J. Trump." Let's start with how pathetic this show was. Colbert's been whining about Trump since 2015, turning what could have been a comedy show into a nightly therapy session for blue-haired leftists. His monologues, just a sad parade of Trump derangement syndrome, delivered with that smug smirk that screams, "I think I'm smarter than you." Newsflash, Stephen, you're not. The guy spent a decade trying to roast Trump, but his jokes landed like a Kamala Harris word salad. Confusing, repetitive, and zero laughs. He called Trump everything from a toddler to a dictator. But the only thing childish was Colbert's obsession with trying to dunk on a man who's been outsmarting the establishment since before Stephen learned how to tie his bow tie. The humor on The Late Show was so stale it could have been sold as gluten-free cardboard. Remember his spit take over CBS's settlement with Trump? Yeah, that was his big moment, choking on water like a community theater reject trying to go viral. Or how about his mustache phase? He came back from vacation looking like a hipster barista who got lost in a thrift store, thinking it made him edgy. Spoiler, it didn't. His ratings were tanking faster than Biden's approval numbers. Young people ditched him for TikTok comedians who actually know how to land a punchline. And let's talk about the optics. Colbert had the audacity to call Paramount's settlement a big fat bribe on air, biting the hand that feeds him while pretending he's some rebel hero. Bro, you're not Che Guevara. You're a corporate puppet with a desk job. He whined about losing trust in CBS, saying, "I don't know if anything will repair my trust, but $16 million would help." Really, Stephen? That's your comeback? Sounds like something you'd hear at a yard sale, not a late-night show. The man spent years preaching to his choir of coastal elites, but when Paramount needed to smooth things over with Trump for their Skydance merger, they didn't hesitate to give Colbert the boot. That's not just a cancellation. That's a reality check. Now, the left's crying political censorship because the cancellation came 3 days after Colbert's rant. Senators like Adam Schiff and Elizabeth Warren are out here clutching pearls, saying, "America deserves to know if this was political." Oh, please. If CBS wanted to censor him, they would have done it years ago when he was calling Trump a chimp with a chainsaw. The truth is, late-night TV is dying, and Colbert's show was already on life support. The format's been bleeding viewers to social media, and CBS finally realized they're not running a charity for unfunny liberals. Trump didn't need to fire Colbert. The free market did. And yeah, Trump's probably laughing on Truth Social, saying, "I told you folks, nobody watches that no-talent guy." Let's not forget Colbert's history of flopping. When he took over from David Letterman in 2015, he was supposed to be the next big thing. Instead, he spent his first year bombing harder than a B-list movie at the box office. It wasn't until he leaned into anti-Trump rants that he got any traction, and even then, it was just pandering to the same crowd that thinks avocado toast is a personality. His sharp eviscerations of Trump? More like recycled Reddit threads with a laugh track. Compare that to Greg Gutfeld, who's killing it on Fox News with actual wit and a pulse on what real Americans find funny. Colbert's out here joking about Pablo Escobar, while Gutfeld's delivering bangers that have Maga and independents cracking up. The cherry on top? Colbert's own staff knew the end was coming. He told his audience he found out about the cancellation the night before, and they booed like it was going to change anything. Sorry, folks, your tears don't pay the bills. CBS said it's a financial decision, and they're not wrong. Nobody's watching, and the ad dollars are drying up faster than Hillary's 2016 campaign. But let's be real. Colbert's non-stop Trump bashing didn't help. When you turn your show into a one-note anti-Trump propaganda machine, don't be shocked when the Maga wave sweeps you away. X posts are buzzing with patriots saying, "Good riddance," and they're not wrong. This is Trump's America, and Colbert's just collateral damage. And don't get me started on his Epstein obsession. Colbert was out here mocking Maga for wanting the truth about Epstein's files, calling it their favorite conspiracy. Meanwhile, he's silent on the fact that Trump's pushing for transparency, ordering AG Pam Bondi to release credible files, court approval pending. Who's the real truth seeker here? Not Colbert, that's for sure. He'd rather crack lame jokes about alligator Alcatraz than face the reality that Trump's draining the swamp while he's just splashing in the kiddie pool. So, there you have it, patriots. Stephen Colbert's Late Show is toast, and it's a beautiful day for America. His pathetic, unfunny rants couldn't survive the Trump train, and now he's headed for the unemployment line. Keep fighting for truth, keep supporting our president, and let's make late night great again with hosts who actually get it. Smash that like button, subscribe to FTL, and tell us in the comments how you're celebrating this MAGA victory. Catch you next time.